gonna keep going, goddammit. What it do? Wow.
Truth Errol Spence Jr.
There's a big left hand.
Gervonta Davis.
Shout out to the almighty LBBC, the Lions Den boxing community. If you didn't know, now you know. All right. You didn't know, now you know. What's going on? Welcome back to the morning after show. Me, Kqkc, and Knockout Boxing 86 TV. What's good with you, Knockout? How you feel, man?
What's good, y'all? Appreciate y'all bearing with us, man. My bad. This is the morning after show at night. It's the night after show. It's the night after the morning after the night after the morning after the night show. But we here, baby. We ready to talk about this shit, man. I'm lit. How you doing, OG?
Man, I'm hanging in there, man. Yes, sir. I'm back again with another show. All right. Yes, sir. But hey, I enjoyed all the fights the weekend, man. Man, and we got another good weekend coming, Friday and Saturday. So, man,
yes, sir. Friday we got the card on ESPN. That's a real good card, and then Saturday you got the women's undisputed fights. Two of them, plus your boy that you like, Richardson Hitchens is also on that card on Saturday night. So
yeah,
it's gonna be a good weekend of boxing, and we just coming off a good weekend, man. So let's talk about it. Plus, your favorite fighter, Bud Crawford. He over there with Golden Girl, man. You know what I'm talking about? We got a lot of stuff. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today, man.
Yeah, yes, sir. Because Arthur said he want to get lean for his birthday, so he get in that thong.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he's shopping for women's underwear and shit, man. Shopping for women's underwear and signing Bud, man. But you want me to go ahead and see who we got in the building and then kick this thing off, man?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead. Bet, bro. Shout out to Chi-Town's finest, Ray Patterson, Mac of the South. We see you. Chef Boy ID, Curtis Sewell, CB3, Jesus M, Dub Right Side, Edgar Chavez. What's good? Jesus M, my brother Money Brown TV. What's good with you, bro? Edgar Chavez again. Train PGH Big Dog Marcus in the building. Young World. My wife Miss Knockout done slid through here. What's up with it, baby? And I think that's everybody so far. Y'all hit the like button for the OG while you come in here, man, so we can get this show on the road and talk this boxing for y'all, man. One thing I wanted to talk to you about before we get to the fights, though, OG, that I noticed, man, the hold up with Devin Haney and Vasily Lomachenko. Apparently, I got some content dropping on it, but I want to chop it up with you on it, man. What? They say Devin is asking for Loma to make some concessions. They're talking about it. Maybe Devin is trying to get Loma to give up some money so Devin can make more money, man. What's your take on the negotiations being stalled between those two, man?
Well, I think me and you, I don't know. My information was that Lomo is trying to stall Dev. I don't know which one it is, which one would give up, but Devin is the A side. And of course, he should be making the most money. I believe what's it, 35 for the B side. I believe I'm not for sure what the percentage is. But Lomachenko, he knows that Devin Haney doesn't have much time because he can't make that weight. And then you got Ramadan coming. And Ramadan, you can't. He gonna be drained because you can't eat. To sundown. So Lomo, he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing, and pretty much Dev, might be want to get a little bit more, because like I say, he's dropping all those belts and he's moving up to 140. This is his last fight. This is his last fight at 135, and he want to make it a good one. He want to win this fight. But then again, don't forget, we saw Lomachenko when he went in the ring, when Devin went in the ring with him. He looked at that body. He looked at that body and said, wow, this guy's a heavyweight. So I need a little more time, because first it was he needed a little more time. Now, a little more money or not a little more money. So I don't know which one it is, but they need to make a date. Now, Bob Arum said he's going to straighten it out in the next couple of days. Now, I don't know if he's going to give Loma what he wants like he been doing since he been with Top Rank, or is he gonna give Dev what he want? I don't know. So, but this fight needs to be announced and put right on spot, right on point. So
Yeah, yeah, and so and that's the thing. Number one, the stories are conflicting because if you read the reports according to like Mike Coppinger, according to Bernardo Osuna, if you look listening to what ESPN and Top Rank representatives have to say, they're telling us that Devin Haney, his side, they're asking for more money, and that's the holdup, and they want Loma to make concessions and give up some of his purse. But if you talk to Bill Haney will tell you that it's Loma holding up the fight, and that Loma is stalling out Devin and trying to weight drain him and get him to catch him slipping and try to make it as hard for him to make the weight as possible. So I don't know which story is true, OG, because it's two different stories from two different sides. But I will say that if it's about the money, then I don't think Devin should be pressing Loma for more money. Bob Arum just need to pay them both what they need for that fight, bro.
right.
Like I don't think a fighter should be pressing another fighter for more money. You should be pressing the promoter, the dude that's gonna pay you, the dude that's gonna sign your check. So I don't know if that situation is true. I just know that both Devin and Loma deserve a bag. They deserve as much money as possible. And if that's the hold up to it, Bob Arum need to pay both of them, because especially if you Lomachenko, his two biggest fights at lightweight. If those reports are true, this would be the second time Loma had to give up some money. He already had to give some money up to Teofimo Lopez. I'd be damned if I'm giving up money again for a second time. So I don't think either of them should have to give up no money. I think Devin should make whatever it is that he needs to make for that, and that need to come out of Bob Arum cheap ass pockets. For me, as far as the weight drain and shit that Bill Haney and them are claiming, I can see that, man, because they signed this deal all in hopes of getting Loma this shot. They signed this deal. They didn't want to do business with Devin. This was a situation where, because Loma decided to stay in the Ukraine, they had to do business with Devin Haney and Bill Haney and get him that fight. And even then, he was taking less money than Kambosos. He had to come over there twice. They get to pick whoever his third opponent is for the third fight. You look at the scorecards for the first fight. All three judges gave Kambosos 4 rounds apiece. It's just a lot of shit pointing to they trying to pull one over on Devin, if you're paying attention to everything that's been going on, man. So I hope that he's on his P's and Q's and ready for the fight. But I just hope they get this fight done. It's huge for Devin's legacy. It's huge for Loma's legacy. And honestly, man, it's the definition of the best fighting the best. It's the definition of us getting a top-notch fight from two of the best in the division. And I don't want money to hold it up. I think the promoter needs to bring his ass out, come up out of pocket, and just pay them fighters what they're looking for, bro. If money is the reason that this fight falls through, I'm placing all the blame squarely on the shoulders of Bob Arum and Top Rank, man.
They should pay him, because like you said, this is a very important fight. And like I said, this is the last fight for Devin Haney at 135. He's moving up to 140. And of course, he's going to be dropping the belts. And of course, Lomachenko is going to still be there at 135. But then you got Shakur, he's going to be there, and Tank, he's there. There's a lot of 135 pounder, but Devin's moving up to 140. So Bob need to make that happen. He need to make that happen. Whatever you have to do, make it happen. And I think he probably will. But would it be on time? Because they got to make that announcement, promotion. And Devin won in March. No more one in May. And so it looks like it's going to be May. If they can get
it ain't gonna be March. It's way too late for it to be March, for sure.
Right. So they got to get this done and get it done quick. So yeah. So
all right, now you were calling these fights on Saturday. So I want to get to let's do the afternoon fights first. Let's talk about this Turpiev and Yard card. It was a huge upset on that card, man. A huge upset. It was the light heavyweights. I don't know if you remember. It was Carol Atama versus Esquivel Moderna. Atama was a minus 4,500 favorite, and he got his ass knocked out by Moderna. Do you remember calling that fight?
Moderna. Do you remember? Was that the first fight?
It was one of the first fights. It was the kind of the bright skinned dude with the braids got knocked out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was the favorite. He was supposed to be. He was like the 2018 youth national champion and shit. And he went in there and got his ass knocked out. What you think of that fight, OG?
Right, because then he have a brother that fought too.
Yeah, he had a brother that fought after him that got the knockout in like one punch. Yeah. I'm talking about the brother that lost, the brother that got his ass whooped.
Right. I called him a tuna, right?
Yeah,
that's what I called him. All right. Yeah, I mean, listen, the guy, he was taking too many chances. All right, and he thought he had a softie. He thought he had an easy win. He thought he had I guess the guy didn't have too much punching power because he was taking too many unnecessary chances. And then once he got in there, he pretty much trying to showboat a little bit, but he felt kind of comfortable, and he kept coming forward. He went straight in there, and his opponent, I forgot his name, but he pretty much took his time, didn't panic, and then kept landing on the straight rights. Kept landing straight rights all day long. And then he got hit with a punch that he didn't see coming. He didn't see coming. And I didn't see this guy punching that hard, but he felt it and he went down, much as I can remember of that fight, so, but I know that the brother, he won his fight, but that fight was a very surprising fight to me because he was the favorite. Like you said, he was the favorite to win.
Like a huge favorite, bro. Like you had to put $4,000 on him just to win 100, man. That's like a top rank card. When the top rank got all the prospects and shit, and the prospects just be whooping people. Like you watch Bruce Carrington, Abdullah Mason, Tiger Jones, and they just be fighting these dudes that they just supposed to walk through. That's what he was supposed to do, but he got his head knocked out, man.
Exactly. See, some guys, when you start stepping up, or when you run against a guy that know how to survive, and a guy that's gonna fight back, a guy that you can't walk over, then you're gonna get hit with something. And the guy came there to fight. He came there to win, and that's what he did. And then he caught him with a punch that he didn't see coming, or he didn't know that he could hurt him like that, and he got knocked out. That happens all the time. So
it's like a fine line, OG, in boxing. Like you want to be confident, but being arrogant in that ring, even when you're more talented and more skilled, that can get your ass whooped. And I think that's what happened to Atama. I think if they fought again, he might can win the fight because he was landing good shots and he was clearly faster, had more skills and all that. But he started having that bravado. He started walking through walking forward like punches wasn't coming back. I'm like, bro, he throwing back at you. And then he threw a 1-2 right down the pipe. And Atama was a southpaw, and that orthodox right hand caught his ass right on the chin. He couldn't recover from that shit. Got put on his ass, and he tried to get up, but you messed up when you try to get up and you trying to get up and you just start falling over slowly and shit. I was like, oh no, he ain't gonna recover from that. And they waved off the fight. They wanted to give him every opportunity because he's supposed to be the A side, but he got caught with a punch that you couldn't recover from, man. So I was very surprised by that situation. I wanted to talk about it because it was such a huge upset that nobody expected. What's up with it, Teach? But the main thing we got to talk about on that card, though, man, we got to get to it, OG. We got to talk about this performance by the ageless wonder, man. The guy that don't age, man. Wolverine out here, man. Artur Beterbiev and Anthony Yarde, man. That was a hell of a fight, bro. That was a hell of a fight, man. What you got on that fight? I know it was fun to call, but what you got on that one, man?
Man, first of all, shout out to Anthony Yarde. Anthony Yarde, he did better than expected. A lot of people expected him to be knocked out in round 4, maybe 5. He was actually up on 2 scorecards. 2 scorecards going into round number 8. So but he fighting a guy that got bricks in his hands. He fighting a guy that's 38 and punch like he's 28. Anthony Yarde. And when I said before this fight started, I said, listen, Anthony Yarde, what he's going to have to do is not stand in front of this guy and trade with him. Anthony Yarde did what I thought he would do. He kept that movement going. Like he said, he wanted to move so he couldn't get timed. He couldn't get timed, and Beterbiev couldn't time him. But that gas tank, y'all, it started running on low. Then Anthony Yarde find himself in the corner. Bad place to be with a puncher like Beterbiev. That's a bad place to be. Because Beterbiev use uppercuts. He slapped you with that right hand. He slapped you with that right hand again on the ear in the equilibrium. Then you kind of much delirious. So Anthony Yarde did the right thing. He came out of that corner. He needed to stay out of that corner. But when your gas tank is running low, you lean on a rope. You lean on a turnbuckle. That's what you do. That's why you're trying to get a break at the time. But you're getting teed off on. Now, Anthony Yarde, he did hurt Beterbiev, but he didn't know he hurt him. But he did hurt him. Like he said, they both were sitting in the medical room getting stitched up. They both had stitches, and they both have power. But Beterbiev, man, he got too much power. And he said, he always fight the Russians that's big and can punch and more muscular.
You talking about what Yarde said? Yeah, I seen those comments. Yeah.
So he said that, but Anthony Yarde, I was surprised. But this guy, 38 years old, this guy is not playing around, and now I'm very excited to see Bivol and him go at it.
Do you think he can beat Bivol?
Okay, I think Bivol's a better boxer. But puncher, I think he's a better puncher than Bivol.
Oh yeah, for sure.
About it, see, you can't stand in front of this guy. You just can't. You cannot trade with this guy. Anthony Yarde, he did his best. He tried. He stood there for a minute, and he went at it with him for a minute, and he paid the price too, because he's almost got knocked out. Thank God that the bell rung and saved him. And he went back to the his corner, and he was toe up on the floor, up from the face. That's a bad idea. But like I say, Beterbiev, he's a different type of breed. He's a different type of boxer, and his footwork has gotten better. And you notice how he keep his legs not too far apart, and man, it showed. So. Man, kudos to Beterbiev, and you know what? Kudos to Anthony Yarde. So he did what he had to do, and just came up short. Now, his corner stopped the fight, but I think he still wanted to go on. But nobody know you better than your corner. So
it was too much time left in that round, and he was too hurt. It was like 2 minutes left in that round. They'd have let him go on, bro. He'd have took a beating. He just took a beating, but it was a real good fight. I mean, I echo a lot of your sentiments, and I told people the things to look out for. Number one, Anthony Yarde starts fast, and he gonna look live. He gonna look like a live dog for the first 7 rounds of the damn fight. But he ain't got no gas tank, man. He carried too much muscle. He too swollen and shit. And so by the time the first half of the fight was over, and Beterbiev was still coming at him like a goddamn Terminator, like he was fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger, some shit. Like, man, this shit about to get ugly, bro. And sure enough, Beterbiev just walked him down and did what he did to him. But I think Beterbiev, everybody talk about his power, but I saw a guy that can counterpunch. He fights behind his jab, and his jab hit like a right hand, bro. Mm-hmm. His jab hit like a right hand, and he does damage with that jab. Anthony Yarde, whole right side of his face, his eye was closed. He was swell up under his eye, and he had a cut under his eye, all from a damn jab that this man was throwing, bro. And so the way that he work off his jab and just break you down, and he just, when somebody really believe in what they got, they hard to deal with. And he just really believed that if I touch you, bro, it's only a matter of time. And so as a result, he's able to, like you said, it looked like he was losing rounds. But anybody watching that fight, if you were paying attention, by about the 6th or 7th round, you could see, like, man, Anthony Yarde, like, bro, you about to struggle making it out this fight. You might have won. You might have bagged some rounds early, but as the fight goes on, it's looking worse and worse and worse for you. And that's just because Beterbiev just believed that he gonna get the job done with that power. So he fights to his power. He's one of those fighters that he's a true knockout artist, man. He ain't fighting you to try to go the distance. He ain't trying to outpoint you. He just knows that if I hit you with enough of my shots, your ass is grass. I'm going to knock you out. Like, you going to get stopped. Somebody's stopping this fight because you can't take the thump that I'm bringing. And I think OG, that's why he able to last so long, man. He don't rely on speed and reflexes and being quick and being fast. All he relies on is his timing and his power and his toughness. That's it. My timing, my power, my toughness, and my experience being a decorated amateur. And that's why he's able to work behind his jab, use good timing, set guys up with traps. He can counter punch. But Turbiev is highly underrated, man, when it comes to his skills. And the only fight that I would like to see at the light heavyweight division, man, I got to get that undisputed work. I need to see him against Dimitri Bivol. That's a classic matchup of puncher versus boxer. And I got to see that, man. That's a fight that in 2023, that's a fight I'm really pushing for, and I'm really looking forward to. I think it's 50-50 in the truest sense of the word. In the truest sense of the definition of what a 50-50 fight is, I think that's a fight that could clearly go either way, man. Yeah. It can clearly go either way. You could look at that fight, and if Beterbiev go in there, OG, and he just walk through Dimitri Bivol and just stop him, I won't be surprised. Or if Dimitri Bivol just go in there and put on a boxing clinic on Beterbiev and Beterbiev can't touch him, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, no outcome in that fight can surprise me, and that's why I think it's a 50-50 fight, because it can truly go either way. Now, what about Anthony Yarde, though? I think his stock went up. Like, sometimes you could lose and your stock can go up. What do you think is next for him? Do you want to see more of him? Do you give him a shot against the other guys that maybe at 175 that we haven't seen do that yet, like a Joshua Buatsi, or maybe if Benavidez or Caleb Plant, some of those 168 pounders start coming up? Do you think Anthony Yarde is done? Do you give him a shot? What do you think of Anthony Yarde after watching his performance against Beterbiev? Because I like the way that he fought in the loss, but what do you think?
Yeah. A lot of people say they're Anthony Yarde fan today in the chat, and yes, I think he got a lot left, and I think he's a formidable opponent. I think he's going to be a great. Yes, he had trouble, but he looked good in the loss. Let me put it that way. He lost, but he looked good losing. That's what happened. And sure, you got to tweak some things. Like I said today, get off those weights. Get off those weights. Those weights are holding you back.
And spar, OG. OG, tell him to spar, bro.
Yeah, that too.
Tell him that he has to spar to be a good boxer, man. God damn.
You got to spar, man. You got to spar. Spar is practice, like I always say. Sparring is practice. You got to practice, all right? Because you was in that corner too long. And yes, you did cover up, but you shouldn't have been in that corner. You should have jumped out and clinched. If you sparring, you should know that. So you should have jumped out and clinched and reset and get right back in the center of the ring. But look, I'm an Anthony Yarde, a semi-fan, I say, and I think he have a lot to give. I think he have a lot.
You say you a semi-fan? What's a semi-fan, man?
I'm halfway
there.
You
a halfway, you half in, half out, bro.
Right, I'm halfway there, but I'm not all the way there. You know what I mean?
With fans like you, who the hell need fans, bro? With fans like you, who need a goddamn fan, man?
And he don't have nothing to be ashamed of. He had on the dark glasses and the post commentary and everything, but still, he said he's coming back and he's gonna be better, and I want to see that. Maybe I go all the way supporting him then, So no, I think he got a lot to give. I like to see him go up. Fight the guys that will be coming up from 168 and fight them, because I think he got a lot left. So
the more I think about it, OG, and just let me know if you disagree, and y'all in the chat let me know too. The more I think about it, man, the more I feel sorry for Anthony Yarde, and I say that, bro, because like I just think of him with an actual world-class trainer, man. I just think of what could have been and what he could be if he had somebody that just was a very good trainer, that knew the stuff for him to work on, that did stuff the right way, that would allow him to spar other fighters in camp, that knows the traditional ways of doing strength and conditioning and not allowing him to be on all those weights. I just can't help but wonder how much better he could be, because he's clearly at 175 right now. He's clearly the most athletic and the fastest for the first 5 or 6 rounds. He just can't fight a whole fucking fight, bro. He always almost beating somebody. He almost beat Kovalev. He hit and hurt Beterbiev a couple of times. He just gets tired in fights, man. He gets tired in fights. They got him doing this damn shoulder roll shit from the very beginning of the fight. No versatility to his defense. A lot of his shit to me are training flaws and just their whole methodology. And I think it's honestly a waste of a lot of God-given talent and ability, man. I think he's out there fighting a lot of dudes just off of talent and athleticism. And if you put some skills and some actual training and a good coach behind him, man, I think he could skyrocket and do a lot better. So I give him a shot, man, against anybody from 168 to 175 for the first 5 or 6 rounds. It's just going to be like, for instance, if he does fight David Benavidez one day, it's going to be the same question we had about Beterbiev. You're going to be good for the first 5 or 6 rounds, but if you can't do nothing to Benavidez to deter him after the first 5 or 6 rounds, what's going to happen after that? What's going to happen after that? What are you going to do after that? You know what I mean? And there's so many other good trainers out there in the UK that he could work with, man. He could work with McGuigan. He can get with Ben Davidson. Like it's a lot of other trainers that he can get with to where we can try to hopefully see the best of him, man. I just don't know. I don't know if Tunde's gonna do it for me. Now, while I'm criticizing Tunde OG, I will give him credit though, because he did a good job stopping that fight. He made sure his fighter was able to live to fight another day. So I will give him that credit that he saw Yard was all but done and he didn't let him take any unnecessary punishment. But as far as like the skills, the tutelage, the ability to make him become a better fighter, I think I would like to see him with somebody else if he's gonna have his career take that next step. I think he's world level. He proved that he's a world level 175 pounder, but I do not think that he's going to be able to do anything with Tunde or be a world champion or anything like that. He'll put on exciting fights. He'll show a lot of heart, and he got a lot of heart, a lot more heart than a lot of people's favorite fighters. But I don't know if I don't know with him that pairing with him and Tunde, I don't know if it's gonna ever become the pairing that they want it to be, and that's a world championship duo. I don't think that shit'll happen, man.
Yeah. You know, it's a lot of great UK trainers. He don't need an American trainer. He don't need no American trainer. He needs
he don't.
No, he needs someone over in the UK. Like you said, McGuigan, he's a good trainer. You know, Shane McGuigan, he a good trainer. You know, those are good trainers over there. And first of all, the trainer he has now, like you said, he's fighting off of pure talent, athletically.
Yeah.
You know, and you have a trainer that don't allow you to spar. You know, I mean, that's practice. Like I say, that's practice. And you have to practice. You know, you have to get someone in there to mimic your opponent. You need to watch film if you have to, if you need to. Now, Bozy Ennis, they don't watch film, but he should have watched film on Karen. But still in all, you need to watch film on your opponent. Because your opponent, you're only good as your last 2 fights, or maybe your last fight. Anthony Yard, I believe he can be a little bit better, a lot better, if he can practice on some new things. Now, he's not going to change overnight. We know that. But I think a trainer can get him now to kind of like how to throw his punches. First of all, we got to get the gas tank right. You know?
Yeah, bro. Like, first of all, you got to be able to last for as long as the fight is, bro. You can't be fighting in 12-round fights and you only got 6 rounds worth of energy, bro.
Exactly.
That's like that's step one. Go ahead, OG. My bad. Go ahead.
No. I'm just saying, like when you got a 12-round fight, most guys spar 15 rounds because make sure you can make it to 12 rounds. You know, even though it's a tough fight, because every time a punch land on you, it's taking something out of you. Body shot taking something out of you, especially when you fight a guy like Beterbiev. You know, that takes a lot out of you. You know, and he got the heart, no doubt about that. And then leave no waste alone. You know,
Facts,
leave no waste alone also. And so I think he still got a lot to give. You know, and the trainer is no slack on him, but you know, he just need another trainer, a no nonsense trainer that's going to pretty much give you all what you need. Or what you need,
man.
You know, that's what.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, OG. Like we analyze this shit. We love the sport. Everybody in the chat analyze it, love the sport or whatever. But one thing I think we can all agree on: don't nothing get you in boxing shape like boxing, bro. You can hit all the bags, you can do all the running, you can do all the training and shit. But if you not sparring, bro, and then you just go into a fight, you gonna get gas, bro. Cause your body not used to that shit. Like, ain't nothing gonna get you in boxing shape other than practicing boxing, which is your sparring and shit. It's like these dudes back when we used to be when we was a basketball player. You could do all the running, all the free throws, you could run your miles and shit. If you don't scrimmage, if you don't play in the summertime, you gonna get in the goddamn game, you go up the court a couple times and your ass is tired by the time you go up back and forth twice because your ass ain't been hooping, you ain't been playing basketball. It's the same thing for boxing, bro. Nothing's going to get you in shape for a fight other than actually fighting and sparring in camp, bro. And that's what he keep running into. He literally be tired by like the 4th or 5th round, man. He already was breathing out his mouth and shit, back against the ropes and shit. Like, nah, bro, you can't. You doing yourself a huge disservice, and you're not giving yourself the best chance to win. So everything we saw him do that was good from round 4 to about round 8 was just his heart, him being mentally tough, and his athleticism, bro. Now imagine if all that shit that he got, his heart, his athleticism, and his mental toughness, but now he's trained properly and he's in 15-round shape. And he's getting the right type of game plan and being taught the right type of skills. That man could be a monster, bro. I think it's been a huge waste of talent, man, because he jumped off the screen at you. He jumped off the screen at you. If you just talk about speed, he was faster than Beterbiev. If you talk about hitting, he can hit hard, bro. If you talk about how like he got it all, bro. He just ain't got. He don't have that last little part to get him over the top, and I think that's gonna be that way because I think he's loyal, and I don't think he's gonna leave Tunde, man.
Man, the mental part is the most important part, and I don't know, I know he's loyal and everything, but you always can bring in a co-trainer, somebody that help you out. He needed to.
Devin Haney loyal as hell. Devin be having like 5 trainers. He got his daddy, he got Mickey Bay, he got Ben Davis and shit. You can be loyal and still bring in somebody else, bro.
Exactly. So, but if not, we're gonna keep hearing that Anthony Yarde did a good job. He almost got it. He almost won. He was ahead on 2 scorecards. I mean, all that. Now,
if he didn't get hit with that punch, he was winning. If this, then that. Right. If like ain't nobody trying to hear that shit.
Right. Exactly. So I mean, it is what it is. Like I say, he was winning going into the 8th round, and they stopped it in the 8th round.
Yeah, I'm with that. Well, let's get to Saturday, man. Let's talk about Saturday a little bit. I want to talk about a fight, and then I got another story I want to run by you. But let's talk about this Floyd Schofield, man, the young kid, the young talent from from Austin, Kid Austin, man. He put on a clinic. He beat Alberto Mercado by unanimous decision, won every round on every scorecard. Some people, I can see it, saying he got exposed. I don't know why they're saying that, but it's like anytime one of these guys don't get a knockout, they got exposed. But whatever. What do you think of that fight? Kid Austin, Floyd Schofield versus Alberto Mercado. What you think of his performance from Kid Austin?
Well, he didn't get exposed. I don't know, why I say that, but he didn't get exposed. What happened was he fought a guy that 35 years of age, know how to survive, a veteran. And you're not just going to go in there and knock out a guy that's been in the game for a while. You're just not going to do it. He's young. He's only 20 years of age. He haven't learned all the fundamentals that he need. And, of course, he was jumping into his punches. He was jumping in, and Devin Haney used to do that a long time ago. He'd jump in and throw punches and to make him pretty much, hurt or sit down on him. But once he get that man strength, they call, then you don't have to do that. Now, also, Kid Austin was doing too much lateral movement. He was hopping around too much. He's going to have to, sometimes, yes, move in, move out, jump out, jump back in. Yes, he's going to have to learn how to do that and, pretty much time his opponent. But you can't get a knockout every time you fight someone. That don't mean you got exposed. That means that you had a tough opponent, or you had an opponent that knows how to survive, that you have an opponent that been there, done that, and all that. But yes, shout out to him for doing a great job and getting the win, because he won every round, I believe. So I mean, I'm not mad at what he done, but he needs some work on a few things. He need to before he can go up there and um, fight one of like a Javante Davis or someone. He's gonna have to tweak some things. And another thing, knockout. I didn't. It kind of rubbed me the wrong way because see, you got Ronnie Shields, one of the
Mm-hmm.
best trainers on the outside of the rope. Ronnie Shields maybe said maybe 10 words. That's it. You got your father inside the rope doing all the training, all the talking.
His daddy give me Teofimo Senior vibes, OG. I ain't gonna hold you. That
Yes,
man out here sounding like a Angel Garcia and shit, man. Danny Garcia daddy, bro. He out here giving me the wrong vibe. Go ahead, OG. Talk on
yeah.
it, man. Speak on that shit, man.
So it kind of rubbed me the wrong way because yes, Dad, you got your son there. Yes, Dad, you was there when y'all was homeless. Yes, Dad, we remember all that. But now your son is in the pros, and you can't ask for a better trainer than Ronnie Shields, and have a trainer at that level that been through all the big heavyweights and lightweights all the way down, and then you have him standing on the outside of the ropes, not giving your son no type of advice, handing the mouthpiece to you. No, Dad, you got this backwards. There's nothing wrong with you being part of the team. There's nothing wrong with Ronnie getting in them ropes and giving him some advice because he could have made his job a little bit easier. It's the little things and little tricks that Ronnie might know that you might not know. Now,
Mm-hmm.
when you have a world-renowned trainer like Ronnie Shields, not because I interviewed both of them, Kid Schofield and Ronnie, but still in all, I mean, that rubbed me the wrong way. Ronnie should have been in the ropes. It's only one person allowed in the ropes at a time and break. So Ronnie should have been in there. Now I don't know what Dad.
The person with the most expertise should be the one giving the instructions. Goddamn it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you got Ronnie Shields outside just looking, and Ronnie, I know that face, I know that look. He didn't like that either. He could, he basically didn't say anything. But of course, maybe they get it right or get it, training or I don't know. But F.E. Job was the same way. He had somebody else doing all the talking for him, and you see where that landed him outside the door. So hopefully his father won't be like Lopez Senior, and the young man got a lot to learn, but kudos to him, So
Yeah, I thought he did a good performance, and I see the brothers in the chat talking about the blisters on his feet. I didn't like that. I didn't like that he brought up an excuse as to why the fight went the distance, because I just believe that if he had got the knockout, OG, if he had got to stop it, he wouldn't be talking about no damn blisters on his feet. You know what I'm saying? He got to stop. And when it was fighting, I couldn't tell that shit affected him. He was jumping in and out. He was fast on his feet, quick, looked good. Like didn't look like it was no issues. And he didn't talk about the blisters before the fight, but after the fight, he wasn't sitting down on his shots, is what he's saying, because he got blisters on his feet. I'm not subscribing to that, because I know for damn sure with how much his dad talked for him and the stuff that come out that camp. If he'd went in there and put feet on Mercado and stopped his ass and knocked him out, we wouldn't be hearing about no blisters. So I'm not really, buying into that shit, man. I thought he did a good job. He got a good, he had a good performance. I like his herky jerky style. I like how he jumps in and out. He has a good little bounce and rhythm to him. It's rhythmic for him, but it's hard to time for other fighters, which is going to bode him well, because it's going to be hard for people to duplicate that style that he fights in. He's good leaping in with shots and surprising you with shots, but he needs to work behind his jab more. He needs to make sure that his feet are planted more and stepping to you more instead of trying to jump in. Because as he goes up in competition, you go ahead and try to jump in with one of them leaping hooks and one of these top dudes if you want to. They're going to time your ass and run you into some shit, and you're going to be asleep before you even hit the floor. So he do need to work on that. And like you said, man, just the stuff with his pops and shit, like, salute to getting your son to this level. You got him to sign with Golden Boy. It's a lot of parents that got their kids boxing that's not able to get a major promotional deal. So, congratulations on that. But all that talking about the top divisions and all that talking about the Devin Haney's and they ain't this and they ain't that, all that shit, man. Like, You just need to stay your course. You can't say that they had the easy way when you taking the same route that they took. You can't do that shit unless you plan on fighting them. And if you plan on fighting them, why you sign the Golden Boy? Like that's the type of shit that be getting me with some of these fighters, OG. Like you talking all this shit about fighters, but when you had an opportunity to sign the Golden Boy or Top Rank, you chose Golden Boy, bro. You chose Golden Boy. Like so why you talking about all these Top Rank fighters? He talking shit about Keyshawn, they talking shit about Devin, they talking shit about all these dudes.
Right.
But you could have signed over there, bro. You could have signed over there where they was at, but you talking shit about them from Golden Boy? Nah, bro, you at 135. You gonna talk shit about a Golden Boy fighter? How come you ain't got Williams to pay the name in your mouth, dog? Right. That's the shit that made me seem like, bro, y'all need to just keep working hard and be quiet because he raw. And then I worry again about his conditioning and his gas tank, bro. Like you was out here muscular as hell, man. You got a lot of muscle on you, young man.
Yep. Yes,
all right, bro. Like you gonna get in there. Somebody gonna start going to your body. They gonna take your shot way better, and they gonna test you. And I hope you gonna have the gas tank to do that. But overall, I thought it was a good performance. I love his hook, specifically his left hook when he jump in with it from the orthodox stance. I saw him switching stances a little bit to get a straight left in there. So he got some things that he do well, specifically being awkward and being hard to time and fighting at a rhythm that only he can fight at. I think is real good. But I do think that they need the talking and his dad and stuff. I think they need to slow that down a little bit because you're gonna end up writing a check that right now, no disrespect to him, your son ain't good enough to cash the checks that you're writing right now, bro. Like his dad is talking a lot for a son that look as raw and athletic and as unpolished and unfinished as he is. Right. I think they need to get in that lab with Ronnie and just keep putting in that work, man. They need to get in that lab with him, keep putting in that work and see what they can make from it. But calling names like Keyshawn and Devin and saying that they ain't shit and they this and all that, bro, that ain't the play because somebody gonna send your ass a contract and make you look like a duck. You keep that shit up, man.
Yeah, lying. Just like Stormy saying, salute brothers. That he said that's all ego. Now allowing Ronnie leadership during the bout. In the gym is one thing, but under them lights, you have to optimize the experience. Don't wait for a crisis. Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. If you know more, if somebody know something more than I do for one of my children, bro, I'm just gonna let them. I'm just gonna be there for support, and that's what he gonna have to learn. Maybe he can just be, you know what I'm saying, the mouthpiece and shit. You can be the promoter, talk your shit. You know what I'm saying? Say that this dude, this dude, that, promote your son, but let Ronnie do the talking in the corner. Let Ronnie train him because Ronnie is a much more proven trainer, obviously, than you ever have been or ever will be. So I agree with you on that 110%, man. 110%. Now, Keyshawn Davis, OG, he back talking shit about Devin Haney again, man. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you heard it, Keyshawn.
Yeah.
Keyshawn out here, he back talking shit for Devin and himself. He talking shit again on behalf of Shakur Stevenson. Mm-hmm. All right. He says, I think if he hangs around, he's going to fight Shakur, but I don't think he wants to fight Shakur. I think that's the only fight that's worth hanging around if he beats Lomachenko. I will fight the next biggest star, and the next biggest star is Shakur Stevenson. I'm saying that after he fights Loma, I don't think he wants to fight Shakur after that. We know shit that you don't know. Devin Haney, he don't. If he fights Shakur Stevenson at 135, I'll be so surprised. So what do you think of Keyshawn trying to start the rivalry back up with Devin Haney saying he don't want no smoke, like he don't want nothing to do with Shakur, man? What you think of that? I got some thoughts on it, but I want to hear what you think of that first, man. Keyshawn, Mr. What is it, 7-0 now? Mr. 7-0. Mr. 7-0 talking this shit, man. These young guys, man, but between Keyshawn and Schofield, man, they got a lot to say about Devin, man. What you got on that, man?
He got some damn nerves. He got some damn nerve. You only got 7 fights. You about the same age as Devin or some around there somewhere. And Devin's undisputed champion. And you know that Devin Haney can't make the weight anymore. Lomo is the last fight. He's going to meet Shakur up at 140 if that fight take place. Now, Keyshawn, you've been through this before. You always taking up for somebody else. You need to get in the gym and work on some things. I work on a lot of things. Now, you in there taking up for Terrence Crawford for one. You call Earl Spence scary. And you know he's not scary at all. We know what Terrence Crawford does and what he's doing. So you need to try to find and try to win round fight number 8. That's what you need to do. You need to keep your mouth closed and keep your eye on the prize. That's what a good fighter would do. You know, I mean, I don't know what you think this is. High school? This ain't the amateurs. We don't. This everybody for themselves. Boxing is a one-man sport. It's not a team sport. So stop capping and leave the champions until you get a champion. Until you become a champion. Let them do what they do, and you do what you do. If Bo Mack can teach you, you know. So, but all that. You know, when you get with Bo Mack, Bernie the boxer, and Terrence Crawford, you know, this type of side of a young man comes out. You know, he's seeing what he sees. He's talking what he sees and hears. And I'm quite sure he's a nice guy. I'm quite sure he's a good guy. But when you do these things like that and say these things, you know, you're trying to keep a beef up. You're trying to make something happen that you know that can't happen. You know,
Yeah.
Devin can't make 135 anymore. You know, he barely can make this with Lomo. You know how he's gonna be looking on the scale, but still in all, you know, Keyshawn, you know, keep your mouth closed and try to win fight number 8. How about that?
Yeah, man. Here's my thing, right? Like, I don't know. Maybe we just raised different. Maybe I'm about 13 years older than Keyshawn. I just don't. I don't get it, OG. Like, we don't talk noise for other people, bro. Like, why are you talking noise for Shakur? Don't you fight at 135 too? Like, if anything, shouldn't you be like, man, look, I beat the shit out of Devin Haney, bro. Devin don't want to fight me. I will beat Devin ass. If he getting there with me, I beat his ass right now, bro. Like, that's what he should be saying. But instead, he's like, man, my homeboy, man, my guy Shakur, man, he don't want to fight Shakur, man. Shakur will beat his ass. But if you Keyshawn Davis, you should want to beat all of them because they all fight at your weight class. But you talking shit for other people. That's like OG. We got the damn debate series going. That's like me being like, yeah, man, you don't want to go against Dub Right Side, man. You don't want to go against Dub Right Side, man. Dub Right Side to beat your ass in the debate, man. Nah, bro, I'm gonna tell you that I'm gonna beat your ass, bro. Right. I'm gonna tell you that you don't want to see me. Like, I don't get that shit, man. Like that. When I hear him talking like that, it's all the way foreign to me. It's some shit that I don't understand because we never came up like that. Like, you talk shit for yourself and you let other people talk shit for themselves, bro. You don't be running around here talking about he don't want to fight Shakur, man. Man, I tell you what, he gonna run up to 140 and he gonna run away from Shakur. How about you tell us he gonna run away from you?
Right.
How about you? And like you said, y'all the same age, and that man undisputed, and your ass is a prospect, bro. Like, ain't nobody trying to hear that shit, man. And I like Keyshawn as a fighter. I think he's a talented fighter. Obviously, silver medalist in the Olympics. He's been highly impressive so far in his early professional career. He looked polished. Looked like he got a huge future ahead of him. Possible world champion for sure, and could quite possibly even become a multiple division champion, bro. But you gotta stop that shit, man. You gotta stop talking shit for other people, bro. That shit is weird to fight fans like me, bro. Like, I do not understand that shit. Like, I can't imagine Earl Spence talking shit for Jaron Ennis, bro. Right. Or Jaron Ennis talking shit for Earl Spence. Like, y'all in the same goddamn weight class. Y'all supposed to want to whoop each other ass, bro.
Exactly.
You not supposed to be like, hey, man, you don't want to see. And like Boo's like, hey, Virgil, you don't want to see Earl, bro. Yeah. You don't want to see Earl, Virgil. Earl will beat your ass like, but Boots, won't you beat his ass? Don't you want, like, nah, bro. I can't do it. That's what I thought of it, OG. I can't do it. I won't do it. I'm not with it whatsoever, man.
Yeah.
You there, KQ?
I don't know.
You there, KQ?
Yeah. Can you?
Or is that me?
Yeah. I'm here.
Is that me, y'all? Y'all there?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. All right. That's all I got on it, though, man. I thought the shit was real weird from old Keyshawn Davis, man. That's really it, bro. I don't know what y'all heard or what y'all went out on, but
no. Yeah. We heard everything. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It was tripping. It said y'all was loading up, but we good, man. Let's get to the next fight, though, man. We had Alexis Rocha versus George Ashley, man. Ashley Larry, man. George Ashley and Alexis Rocha, man. What you got on that fight,
man? I'm gonna tell you, George Ashley came to fight that night. He came to fight Saturday, One thing I can say, he did come to fight. Now, Alexa Rocha, that was her audition. That was her audition fight for Terrence Crawford, in my opinion. Now, but he went against a guy that would not take no for an answer. Because, like I said to the chat, man, he got some balls. He got hit with a big straight left and a right hook from Alexa Rocha. Bounced off the ropes and came back with a counter right. I mean, he just was throwing the right hands and throwing the left hand. I mean, he was shoe shining. I mean, he stayed in the corner and he did his best work in the corner. He did his best work in the corner. And matter of fact, Alexa Rocha, he hesitated to go in there and throw. Then, of course, he got cut. Then the cut kind of pretty much put him in another level, put him in another mode. And he came and then he started using big punches, the right, the left, the right, the left. And then Ashley was coming back too. Ashley was coming back with his left and right. Left and right. Oh, okay, he popped out, y'all. All right. Okay, he popped out, y'all. But he'll be back. 1 second. All right. So he came back with the left, right. And like I told everybody, man, Ashley, man, he came to fight. Yeah, he came to fight. You know, okay, you hear me? Okay, he came.
I heard everything you said. Go ahead, I'm listening.
Okay. Yeah, so he came to fight. You know, so I mean, but Rocha, he just was too much for him. He came with the southpaw stance and went downstairs to the stern. Then he used the right hook very well, and he caught Ashley with one of the punches that he been hitting with all night. And Ashley pretty much took it and came back. He kind of punched all night. Ashley did. I have to give it to him. He was kind of punching all night. But that Rocha, he had that power. Ashley was tired. He got hit too much, and he pretty much got knocked out cold. I mean, we talking about face first, and we talking about butt to the moon, and his foot on the ropes. So I mean, but it still was a good fight. Alexa Rocha, he wants Terrence Crawford next. Because Ortiz didn't want him, but now Alexa Rocha said he'll take him. He's ranked number 3 in the WBO. So maybe that fight could be made, you know. So, but Ash, you know, I will give it to him. He did a great job. You know, he was very, very, very engaged in the fight, and he gave Rocha a run for his money. To the knockout came, and I mean, he was knocked out, and I'm glad he got up and he's okay. So.
Yeah, that fight, man. Look, number one, Alexis Rocha took a lot of punishment, but he did what I expected him to do. George Ashley was coming up all the way from lightweight, number one. Number two, this is a guy that lost to, y'all remember, to go box, Emmanuel to go, the dude that ran all around the ring,
right?
Running away from Ryan Garcia. Well, George Ashley already lost to him way down at lightweight. So I didn't expect him to come in and do much of anything against a full-fledged welterweight like Alexis Rocha. But Alexis Rocha, for this to be a Terrence Bud Crawford audition, boy, you sure got hit a lot. He showed came and hit you with a lot of big power shots to where if you getting hit by them same shots against Bud Crawford, your ass is gonna be asleep by like the 4th or 5th round, man. So hopefully he can get some better defense. But Alexis Rocha is the same fighter that we saw when Rashidi Ellis outboxed him thoroughly. He's slow. He's a seek and destroy southpaw. Coming forward, looking to land that straight left and a right hook. Nothing too good, nothing too bad. Just a solid, you know, classic C-level, maybe B-level fighter. The exact type of opponent that Terrence Bud Crawford has looked for throughout his career at welterweight. And so that leads me into the next story. You talked about it a lot today, and we got to talk about it tonight, man. Terrence Bud Crawford probably signing the Golden Boy, man, so he can get this Alexis Rocha fight. So he can probably get in there with a Blair Cobbs or a goddamn Virgil Ortiz Jr., man. They keep telling us, OG, they keep telling me and you that they keep telling us that Terrence Crawford wants Earl Spence. Well, his actions, if this is true, his actions ain't lining up with what we seeing from him, man. What do you think of not only Alexis Rocha obviously calling out Terrence Crawford, but we saw Terrence Crawford with Golden Boy. We hear Oscar De La Hoya saying that they trying to make a deal, and he got all these fights on the table for Terrence, and conversations went good, and now they about to talk again, man. What's your thoughts on it looking like Terrence Crawford is about to get ready to sign a multiple fight deal with Golden Boy, man?
Well, we talking about Bud Crawford, the same one that wanted to be a free agent, the one that left Golden Boy and wanted to be his own boss. That Terrence Crawford, right? Okay, that Terrence Crawford knew how it felt to be his own boss. Now, I'm not calling him dumb. I'm not calling him slow, but he was in a different lane that he don't know nothing about. It's too hard for him. And he want Oscar De La Hoya or who someone else to do the heavy lifting, the business part of it. And also, uh, uh, um, PBC fighters. People say they're not their own boss. But I beg the difference. Al Heyman showed them how to be their own boss. And that's why Earl Spence don't have a problem with it. But Terrence Crawford has a problem with it because he had to take notes how to ask for transparencies, how to ask for this and ask for that. Now, he don't know that he is getting ready to sign, if he signed already, with Golden Boy. Oscar De La Hoya is worse than Bob Arum. Golden Boy will not give a black fighter the time of a day. We all know how Oscar has done all the fighters. All those fighters left Oscar and went over to PBC. Why? Because of mistreated fighters, not getting them fights, and all the above. So, Terrence Crawford, Alexia Rocha, Ortiz, supposed to be setting up a fight with Terrence Crawford. Now, this is the kicker, knockout.
Mm-hmm. I'm
You
listening.
see Javante Davis. You
Mm-hmm.
see Ryan Garcia. They got a deal. So Oscar, he rubbed his hands together and said, okay, me and Al Hammond, we're going to do business. We're going to make some good fights. No, you're not, Oscar. No, you're not. Al don't like you. You don't like Al. And I believe that Terrence Crawford knows that. And so you're not going to make a deal. Yes, Javante Davis did make a deal with Ryan. Only him and his promotion company, along with Tom Brown, who pretty much kind of oversee it, make sure, all the T's and I's are dotted and crossed. But Terrence Crawford, if you want Earl Spence, you won't be doing all this. You won't be going all over looking for another promoter. You won't be going on another promoter platform that don't really deal with PBC. Remember, Bob Arum and Oscar De La Hoya sued Al Heyman. And lost. Why? Because they thought he was monopolizing the boxing community, which he wasn't. Now, also, remember, B-Hop, he came out this week talking
Mm-hmm.
about Al Heyman. Now, like I said, if I had a penny for every time Al Heyman, PBC, and Showtime go broke and not going to do business no more, I'll be a rich man.
Be
Because
rich as hell, man.
they've been saying that every year. But what it is Al Heyman got the best fighters, and he paid the best fighters. He paid his fighters, and you all are struggling, and you got a platform to zone, which you got to pay also. And now you're hoping to get Terrence Crawford. Now, Terrence Crawford, he's smart, but then again, he's kind of slow. Because BLK Prime, how do you feel today? How do you feel right now? Because they grabbed a bag. He grabbed a bag from you. I'm talking about without a knife or a gun, and robbed you and got there and fought a nobody. And then guess what? He went on about his business. Didn't give you a time of day. Now, of course, the same way with Earl Spence and his team. Didn't give them a time of day, but all just wasted their time. Like Earl Spence said, we ain't mad at you. Make your money, Terrence. But don't waste our time. So he went out that back door. Now, can I say this has got to be the biggest duck I ever seen? Why? Because goddamn it, Now, Oscar, we know what Oscar is into. We know what Oscar have done. We know what rehab he been in. So we know damn well he is not going to make no deal with Al Heyman, Earl Spence, and Terrence Crawford and him. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen at all. So I can say for sure that Terrence Crawford is a duck. That's what it is. Now, of course, we got egos that play in this part. Because, see, he don't want Earl Spence to go to be an undisputed champion on him. Now, he'll fight a Rocha, no problem. He'll fight Ortiz. Oh, no problem. But he won't fight a Earl Spence. That's the problem. Now, Earl, I hate to say it, but maybe, just maybe, you might have to just go on and go on about your career. Because this man don't want to fight. I'm sorry. That's all I got.
Look, man. So for me, OG, it just all of it is starting to make sense. And his whole what I'm realizing about Terrence Bud Crawford, his whole goddamn career, y'all hear me good. It's been a goddamn magic act. It's been a damn act of making you think one thing, making you think you see something, but in reality, he really doing something else. Him and his team and his fans, man, they talk real good. They make you think they want the smoke. They make you think that he the man, that he is a gorilla out here. But he
Right.
just a sheep in wolf clothing. Yeah, I said it right. Not a wolf in sheep's clothing. He a sheep in wolf clothing, bro. Because what I'm seeing now is that when giving the opportunity, every single time he is in a position to go to where the fights are that he claim he wants, he does something else and signs somewhere else, bro. Like the man was claiming he wanted Keith Thurman, he wanted Danny Garcia, he wanted Earl Spence. And what did he do in 2018? He re-signed the Top Rank, bro. He went over there to Top Rank. He said, I see all the fighters over here that I say I want to fight. What I'm going to actually do is go sign over here where ain't none of them at. Then from 2018 to 2022, he proceeded to tell us for 3-4 straight years, oh, they ducking me. These guys don't want to fight me. Earl don't want to fight me. Keith don't want to fight me. Everybody ducking Terrence Bud Crawford. Manny don't want to fight me. Don't nobody want to fight me. Then what we find out? Him and Manny was in negotiations. Manny signed his part. Bomac said, I told Terrence not to sign his goddamn deal. Then we see him get into negotiations with fucking Earl Spence. And what did he say after 3 or 4 years of claiming Earl ducking him? He say, nah, I know he want to fight just like I want to fight. It was politics and shit. And then the whole time, oh, I want to fight, I don't want to fight. Oh, the fight is past me. Now the fight is not past me. Now I want to fight again. Then he ends up suing Bob Arum. Part of the reason is because Bob Arum told him that he was going to give him the Earl Spence fight. So Bob Arum promised him a fight that he knew he wasn't under, he didn't have under his control. He knew that Earl is not going to do what Bob Arum told him to do because he's not a top-ranked fighter. Now you fast forward to the news over this weekend. He is doing the same shit. He has been telling us all 2022, I want Earl Spence. I want motherfucking Jermell Charlo. I'm going to move up to 154. I'm going to be undisputed there too. I'm going to be 3-time undisputed. That's what he been saying, bro. And he looks at the lay of the land. Everybody that he say he want to fight at 147, they fight on the PBC. Everybody he say he want to fight over at 154, they fight on the PBC. He looked at that shit and was like, nah, I'm good. I'm going to go sign over the Golden Boy. But I still want them fights, though. Man, if you don't get all the way the hell out of here, bro,
yeah,
I'm done. If you don't see it by now, bro, you'll never see this shit.
yeah.
This man is clearly a magic act. Y'all say smoking mirrors, yeah, whatever y'all want to call it. He clearly is. Look over here while I do this over there and hope ain't nobody paying attention.
Yeah.
That's all he is. And the same shit that he sued Bob Arum for, Oscar De La Hoya came out and is doing the same shit. He had this big like, yeah, and then we're gonna make the Earl Spence fight. Bro, how can Oscar tell you he gonna make the Earl Spence fight? He ain't got no control over Earl. You doing the same shit you did at Top Rank, homie. And then expect us to fall for it again. Like, oh man, yeah, bro, he ain't ducking nobody. He really want the fights. Nah, bro. When given the opportunity, every time he can either try to do business with the people he claim he want to fight, or he can just keep claiming he want to fight them and sign somewhere else. That man has always chose to sign somewhere else. Going back 4-5 years ago, man. He just did this shit in 2018, bro. I'm not trying to hear that shit, man. So I'm all the way out on it. I hate the Rocha fight. The Virgil Ortiz fight, that's an okay fight. That's a good fight. But the fight that we all want to see, him making this move, just shows me that we ain't going to get it. And we might as well start talking about Spence versus someone else in Bud versus Virgil Ortiz. That's the best that we can hope from Bud Crawford is that he actually signs the Golden Boy and gets in the ring with Virgil Ortiz, man. This shit is a sad case of the Ducks, OG. It
Right.
really is, man. It don't make no sense, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, when you do all that, then you try to explain, and you did the BLK Prime thing. You didn't even know their name. You didn't even talk about them. You didn't even do an interview, mentioning and promoting yourself. You promoted Earl basically, and what went wrong in the negotiations. All that, and you end up not fighting Earl Spence. Now, of course, you still in the same boat. Like I said, uh, uh, Golden Boy is just as bad as Bob Arum, but Bob Arum is a little bit better. You sued Bob Arum for you said not fair to black fighters or something like that. Well, Oscar also, they made some racist comment, and still to this day, the lady still work at Golden Boy, and Oscar never came out and apologized for that remark. But you went over there anyway. So what it is Terrence Crawford, he has this certain ego, and I think it runs through his sister, because I seen her how she acts, and he don't want to fight Earl Spence. Why? Because Earl Spence got 3 belts. Earl Spence is making him quite a lot of money, more than he probably making, of course, with the back end and all that. It's ego, jealousy, all that rolled up in one. And plus, I believe, and I really believe this, he don't think he can beat Earl Spence. I really believe that. I really believe
Clearly,
he cannot.
clearly, he's behaving like he don't think he can beat him, bro.
Yeah, yep. So I mean, he's just doing too much. And first, I thought maybe he just was, just didn't know how to be a boss. He's just a bad businessman. No, he's not a bad businessman. He's a good duck. That's what it is.
Yeah, he a good duck. He know how to make. He trying to make it look like he wants something that he know he don't want, bro.
Yeah,
You can't claim you want all these fights, but you never go to where the fights are at, bro. He
exactly.
been claiming he want all these PBC fighters for years, bro. And the 2 times that he could have signed on with them, he signed somewhere else. Back in 2018, and then now with 2020 in 2023, here he is about to do business with Oscar De La Hoya. And just watch, Oscar gonna do him something dirty. Oscar
Oh,
probably have him fight Alexis Rocha, keep him on the shelf, and then make him fight Virgil Ortiz coming off a long ass layoff to
exactly.
try to give Virgil the best, age bud out and give Virgil the best opportunity to win. But they ain't gonna do you right over there, dog.
No.
You a setup. They gonna try to let you. They gonna feed you a couple of fighters, make you look good, with all hopes of just feeding you to Virgil Ortiz when he gets stronger and you get a little older. You get 36, 37 years old and shit, and they gonna feed you over there, bro. Watch what I tell you, man.
Yeah.
That man don't want no smoke, bro. That shit crazy, man. You got people that are still trying to defend that shit, man. When if it's any other, it's like the rules don't apply to him. Any other fighter, bro, we call him a duck for less. We question they moves for far less. This man can just run around here saying he want all this smoke and not going to get it, and people just okay with that shit. They just rock with it and make excuses for it. Well, not over here, bro. Not over here, because he robbing us, man.
Yeah. I just don't understand it. The Bud Crawford fans, they just don't. I don't get it. Why they don't see this? Now, I'm a Charlo fan, both guys. But I tell you in a minute, Jamal need to fight, or they're gonna take that belt. What you doing, Jamal? What you doing? Sitting at home and doing shit? I would say that, but these guys, they won't tell the truth. And I'm quite sure any boxing fan will tell the truth if they like their favorite fighter and they're not doing anything.
Facts.
Yeah. So
100% facts, man. Like that's what we supposed to do. And you got the super chat right there.
yeah, what's going on, Maddie? Y'all in the super chat. I appreciate you. All right. Appreciate that support, my man. All right.
All right, it look like, man, some more things too, bro. We got some more news on Stephen Fulton and Monster. Anyway, Bob Arum has come out and let us know that they looking like that deal is gonna get done in April. He says my Japanese partner is working on it, and that also is what we're trying to get done in April. So he says anticipate us seeing Monster Inoue taking on Stephen Fulton in Japan in April. Man, that's a damn good fight, man. What do you got on that fight, man? I know this got to be probably the fight I'm most excited for to start this year. First 4 or 5 months, that's the one I'm most excited for. But what you think of the Stephen Fulton and Monster Inoue fight, man?
Man, I love it. It's a good fight. Now, Stephen Fulton. Now, even though Monster anyway never sparred with a black fighter, none of that stuff, that don't count. That don't matter anymore. Now, Stephen Fulton is going to have to go over there, not only win convincingly, if you can get the knockout, get the knockout. Because, see, you're going over in enemy territory. I'm talking about very enemy territory. It's going to be hard to get a win over there on the scorecards. Very hard. And that's why he has to win convincingly. He's going to have to use his jab like he always does. And he's going to have to use a lot of lateral movement. But Monster, anyway, don't think he's no slouch, because he's not. That is a very exciting fight, and I can't wait to see that fight, because we are talking about two top-notch fighters. We talk about one that's undisputed, so, I mean, that is going to be very exciting, because Stephen Fulton, like I say, I'm pulling for him, but he's going to have to step it up. He's going to have to step it up and go to another level, because you're fighting in Japan. And Japan is very, very, very hard to get a win unless you get the knockout or you win convincingly. We have seen this many times before, so, but Monster anyway is going to be ready. He's going to be ready, so that is one of the fights I'm anticipating to see. I think that's going to be a great fight. Fulton, he's ready, I believe. And I think Monster anyway, he's ready. He's strong. He's a great body puncher. He fights great at mid range. So he ain't no slouch. Mm-hmm. He's gonna give Stephen Fulton a run for his money when he get over there. So
yeah, man. Look, bro. Like, first of all, Monster anyway, I got my criticism of him, what he did down in 115. I felt like he should have fought your guy Kqkc when Kqkc was in his prime, but he ain't want no smoke down in 115. So I always looked at him with a side eye, because he was champion at 115. He didn't fight Kqkc. He didn't fight Estrada. He didn't fight Quadras. He didn't fight Rungvisai. He didn't fight none of those top 115 pounders when he was down there. He just got his belt, defended a couple of times, then shot up to 118. And so I've been critical of him for that. But bro, moving up to 122 and fighting Stephen Fulton, yeah, you get all the respect in the world for that shit, man. All that shit down in 115, that kind of, I ain't saying it go away and they make it okay, because I know we love Kqkc and we would love Kqkc to get that fight. But I am saying that this is a step towards making up for it, because this is some big boy shit that Monster anyway is doing now. Like to move up, he ain't acclimating to the weight. He ain't making sure that his power translates to 122. He ain't getting no elimination, no tune-up. He coming up there and going straight to the dude that a lot of people believe is the number one guy in the division, and that's cool boy Stephen Fulton. Now, for Stephen Fulton, being willing to, and they both are doing that. So that's Monster anyway, moving up in weight. You ain't test your power yet. You taking on the big dog, you know what I'm saying, Stephen Fulton, going straight to it and shit. We got to give you credit for that. But I also got to give cool boy Steph his credit, because everybody ain't willing to go across the damn ocean like that, man. Everybody ain't willing to go across the ocean and damn samurai warriors and eating hibachi and shit like that, man. Like, that shit different, man, because you know if the round is close, we know who they giving it to. Like, let's just keep it real. Like, if it's a close ass fight, we know who gonna get it. So they both putting it all on the line to fight each other. Like, Stephen Fulton was about to fight Brandon Figueroa. Really good fight. He was moving up to 126 to fight Figueroa. But then Monster came calling. He said, "Yep, that's why I held on to my belts. I'll be down there. Figure you gotta go find your ass something else to do." And then he went down there and he gonna go see Monster anyway for a bigger bag. It's a bigger fight against a guy he ain't never fought before, and he going to do it in Japan, bro. This shit. I'm so excited for this fight, because I think I know what's gonna happen, and I can't wait to break it down for y'all and tell y'all what I think. But I just commend both fighters, and to me, there's no loser. Like, whoever loses this fight, I'll still be an even bigger fan of them than I was going into the fight, because I don't want to shit on fighters for losing fights like this, because then they'll be scared to take them on, bro. Right. That's why these dudes don't want to fight each other anyway, because fans will shit on them and act like they ain't shit because they lost, and then they don't want to take no risk and shit. So I'm gonna respect both of them just for simply taking the risk and getting it on and getting it popping against each other. That's what I'm gonna choose to do. But it's a huge fight for boxing, man. If we can't get undisputed at 122, because we wanted MJ Akhmadaliev and Stephen Fulton, we never got that. Having an undisputed champion Monster anyway move up to 122 and challenge the number one guy right off the rip, Yeah, that's some big boy shit, man. So shout out to both of them, man. I can't help but to be excited for this fight, OG. Like it's one of them ones that I can't wait to see because I know the styles gonna match up real well together, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And like I say, Monster and good fighter, good fighter. You know, always been a good fighter, really. You know, and it doesn't matter who he, you know, what color fighter he fought. He still, you know, and the only thing, you know, that division, you got the 15. I mean, these weight classes are so right there together. You know, and that's the only thing I don't agree on. You know, you got 122. You got 118, 115, you know, and no, they should maybe consolidate one of them weight classes. But still, in all, I mean, Japan is a hard country to win in, no doubt about it. It's a hard country to win in, and you know, as Steve, look, both of them guys, kudos to them. It's gonna be a hell of a fight, and I can't wait to see it. Now, the thing about it is, it will be early in the morning. You know that, right?
Oh yeah. Y'all gotta get y'all ass up, take off
Yeah,
work, do whatever
yeah,
you gotta do. That it's gonna be
yeah.
like 4 a.m.
Right.
It's gonna be 5 a.m. when they get it
Exactly.
popping, man.
Yeah. So, and I'm definitely gonna be there, you know, and can't wait. You know, man, that's gonna be a good fight. And like I say, Stephen Ford is gonna have to pretty much win convincingly, or get the knockout if he want to come home with the win. You know, so or and the way you might catch him with something. You know, never know. You
Yeah,
know,
it
so
can go. It can go either way, man.
yeah,
Couple of more notes. Dave Benavidez and Caleb Plant, their press conference for their fight is going to be on Thursday. I anticipate fireworks. You know, those two guys do not like each other, so I'm looking
right.
forward to that press conference. And then we got Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia. Bernard Hopkins said something that I want to get your thoughts on. He says you look at he was talking to Fight Hub. He says you look at Tank Davis and why he has to show that he had moves in his life and his career that he got bashed for doing, leaving Floyd Mayweather to cross the pond, especially the Oscar De La Hoya pond. Can you understand the backlash you get for doing that? I commend Tank for saying this is my career. You had yours. I respect you for buying me a chain, buying me this, buying me that, and taking me on the jet. All that's great. And basically just trying to give Tank Davis credit and props for leaving Floyd Mayweather, while at the same time, you know, he's an Oscar De La Hoya guy. At the same time, taking a shot at Floyd. What do you think of Bernard Hopkins' comments on Tank Davis? Is he really trying to give him props, or is he just using the opportunity to take a shot at Tank? I mean, he's taking a shot at Floyd, man.
Taking a shot at Floyd, taking a
Yeah.
shot at Floyd and Al Heyman, because Gervonta Davis is still with PBC, and of course, yes, Gervonta Davis is making a good move for himself and his promotional company. But him, like you said, I'm not mad at Floyd. Me and Floyd, you know, I understand. You know, hey, if I was in his position, I would be doing the same thing. If I was undefeated, retired undefeated, I still be doing exhibitions and things like that and getting paid good money. So I'm not mad at him. So Bernard Hopkins, whatever you're trying to do, whatever game you're trying to play, whatever enemy you're trying to make on Floyd or Al, it's not going to work. Gervonta Davis come to fight, and he's coming to fight Ryan Garcia, and hopefully it'll be a good fight, and hopefully Ryan can put his chin down and not up in the air, because he keep it up in the air. Tank's gonna capitalize on that. But Bernard Hopkins lately been taking a lot of shots at PBC, Earl Spence. Once you know, he believes that Earl Spence, Terrence Crawford can beat Earl Spence. You know, he said Terrence Crawford is a better fighter than Earl Spence. You know, so because Earl Spence is what? A PBC fighter. So he got some grudge against PBC. They going out of business, and on and on and on. You know, so but what you doing over at Golden Boy? Going to get water, or you going to get everybody? Cause Oscar, he's drunk on the couch over there half the time. So Gomez is over there running Golden Boy, if you ask me. You know,
Yeah.
but either way it go, that was a shot at Floyd Mayweather and PBC. That's what it was.
Yeah, I can't take anything Bernard Hopkins says seriously or objectively when it comes to him talking on anything to deal with PBC. He's speaking so negatively on them for so long that it's like, bro, it's just par for the course. you ain't really giving Tank credit like that. You just using what he got going on to try to take shots at Floyd, bro. Like that's all he doing, man. And he just happy that it looked like they might be. He talking all that shit about them, but he sure happy that he probably about to get some Tank Davis money. That his little company that he doing business with fucking Oscar De La Hoya, they about to get them some Tank Davis money. Yep. So I know he excited about that, but no, I don't think because Floyd did more for Tank Davis than just buying some chains and shit. He did more than buying some chains. He did more than just flying on the jet. As a matter of fact, he did more for Tank Davis than Oscar De La Hoya did for Ryan Garcia. Exactly. If we keeping it real, like if we gonna keep it all the way 100 and tell the truth, Floyd Mayweather did more for Tank Davis's career than Oscar De La Hoya did for Ryan Garcia's career. Tank Davis is the one that's fighting on pay-per-view. Tank Davis is the one that's the bigger star. Tank Davis is the one that's calling all the shots in their negotiation, and Ryan got to do whatever he tell him to do to make the fight happen. The only concession Ryan got was, oh, we get to have a fight at a catch weight. Well, the catch weight's only 136 pounds. Congratulations. You don't have to cut down to 135. You only got to cut down to 136. So if Bernard Hopkins was being objective and keeping it real, and he's one of those fighters, man, where him and Roy Jones, I love their career, but after career, their post career, I ain't like much of what they said. You can throw Andre Ward in that shit too, OG. Like it's like I love their careers as fighters and they great, but after, bro, you just kind of you sold out a little bit to me. You be saying shit that don't make no sense whatsoever. Like you should be criticized if you're gonna criticize Floyd and take shots at him for how he handled Tank. What are we saying about Ryan Garcia today, bro? Exactly. What are we saying about him? So I heard what he's saying. I didn't see it. I saw it like you, OG. I didn't see it as him giving Tank any credit or trying to give him any props. I saw it more so as him trying to take an opportunity to shit on Floyd Mayweather, and that's what it is, and that's just how I see it, man. But that's really all I got on it, OG, man. We've had another great morning after show at night, man. Yeah. We did morning after at night, man. How you feeling, man?
Yeah, I'm feeling all right.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it was fun, man. Chilling, man. Chilling, man. But that's all I got. Unless you got anything else, man. Any other stories? Anything else you want to talk about, man?
No. See, one thing about it, when you mention Ryan Garcia, what do you hear Oscar or Bernard said? Well, he got so many Instagram followers. We don't care about that. All right, we care about fighting, boxing. And see, you asked about Tank. Okay, well, Tank is a WBA, blah, 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 blah. That's what we want to hear about. We don't want to hear about Instagram followers. Yes, they have two different fan bases. Yes, you bring them together. Yes, you can make a lot of money. But then again, you have to understand them Instagram followers are mostly women, mostly casuals, and mostly that don't even watch the sport of boxing, but they might want to watch Ryan Garcia. So that might be a great pay-per-view, and it might be a great fight also. But I want to see that fight, and Oscar know what it is. Oscar see that money, and because he always said up to last year, up to the end of the last year, that Tank is a beast. Yeah. Ryan is not ready for Tank. Oh no, he's a beast. No.
He missing that Canelo money, OG.
Yep.
He missing that Canelo money. He trying to make that shit up. He's selling Ryan. He's selling Ryan for that Canelo money, man.
That's right, because he's selling Ryan out. He know he is. He's selling Ryan out. And so, so Ryan gonna lick his wounds, and next thing you know, he's gonna get in there and get a soft touch when he ever get back. So, but first we got to get through this fight first. All right, because like I say, I just don't trust Ryan Garcia, and once we see him in the ring, then we good with it. I'm good.
You know where I'm at with it, OG. Shit, look, man, have a backup plan, man. You need to have Gary Antoine Russell, Frank Martin, Gary Russell Jr. You need to have somebody ready to go, bro. You need to have somebody ready to go, somebody in camp training like it's day fight.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about? Because at any moment, Ryan Garcia could be like, my elbow hurt. I'm having mental health issues. Got to pull out the fight, but I'll be back stronger than ever. Like, you know how that man will do, bro. Now they need to have somebody on deck for him, man. But it is what it is.
Yeah, one quick question. One more thing. You know about the Black Cobbs and the Ortiz. the cease and
Yeah, he was
desist.
gonna sue him. I seen Blair
Yeah,
Cobb's. He
yeah.
apologized and shit.
Yeah. He apologized because you don't want none of that. Because Blair Cobb, he ain't making that much money on Golden Boy. Cause
Hell no, he not.
right,
You better shut up, man. You gotta do the shit like Rolly, man. If he gonna be a troll like Rolly, he need to take some lessons from Rolly. He just need to talk shit about say some outlandish shit like, man, I'll knock out David Morrell or some shit. You know what I mean? Like you gotta say some crazy shit like that. You can't be putting steroids on people, man.
right.
I hate
Yeah,
when people do that, bro. It's too many people really on steroids, really cheating for you to try to put that on somebody they
right.
ain't never tested positive, man. That shit. I don't like when they do that shit, man. I don't like when
Yeah,
they do that shit at all. But yeah, that's what I'm saying, Nick J. Like they better have some backup plans for old Tank. Cause I'm telling
yeah,
you right now, Ryan Garcia, they can have the fight for April 15th. Ryan Garcia hit us on April 10th. He'll do an Instagram post on April 10th talking about, man, I can't do it. Got mental
right.
health issues. I'm just gonna check myself into a facility and check on myself. Like that, he'll do some shit like that, man.
Yeah,
So
that's
they better
right.
have somebody ready to go, man. But that's all I got on it,
Yeah.
man. As far as me, OG, and my last words, y'all catch us live, man. We'll be live Wednesday night and Thursday night this week. Thursday night we got a debate going down for Stephen Fulton and Monster Anyway. That's gonna be an interesting debate between Southern T and Kwame from Loyal to the Game Boxing Talk. That's a little bit of a grudge match. They got to talking noise back and forth. And so they gonna settle it in the ring this Thursday night. So y'all be sure to come through for that.
Okay.
Then the following Thursday, we got Money Brown TV coming back to debate. Money Brown TV versus King David from Boxer Die. That's gonna be a Spence and Crawford debate. So that's gonna be must-see TV. So we working, man. Y'all catch us live Thursday nights and Wednesday nights at 7:30. And then I'm always live with the singing OG Kqkc Sunday mornings as well. And check out our daily content that we're dropping to the channel, man. But I appreciate you, OG. Sorry that we had to do it a day late, man, but I'm glad we was able to make it work. And I thought the show was very fun, man. So thank you
Yeah,
for
it's good, man. And you know what? I want to say this. That was a good debate with Bastiano and BF TV. She did a great job, and that was her first time doing a debate. And she got the guts to get up there more than these guys that's hating and always talking this and that. Well, she came up and she did a great job, and I was rooting for her, So I just want to say that, So if y'all haven't seen it, go back and watch it. You can learn a lot from the debates. I have learned a lot from a lot of the debates. You can learn a lot, So, but that's all I have. If you haven't
and
subscribed,
somebody holler at me. Ain't nobody challenging your boy. I love to host them, but I want to get in the ring, man. Somebody hit me up, bro.
man,
What's up with y'all, man? Y'all don't. I guess I did everybody too dirty last time, so they just leave me alone. But
man.
I'm still willing to get in there if anybody want it, just in case y'all was wondering.
Okay. Yeah, Nicky J. It's harder than it looks,
It is.
because you have to remember things, and fights, and and what was said and who said, and that's what debate is all about.
Yeah, and somebody can get you off your pivot if they make a good point. And you like, God damn, how can I gotta come back and that shit
Right.
hard, man.
Right.
That shit
And
hard
she
to
had,
do for sure.
yeah, and she did, and she worked hard for. I can tell because she had notes and everything, So she was on point, So, but that's all KQ got. If you haven't subscribed to Knockout Boxing 86 TV, make sure you do. All right, make sure you hit the bell icon. Also, Kqkc, you haven't subscribed, make sure you do. Hit the bell icon. We'll get notified each and every time we go live or drop content. All right. So with that, that's all I have. Thanks everybody for coming out to the morning after show, and we will be back Sunday morning, and we will be talking about the fights on Friday night and Saturday night, and I will be on the call both nights. So thank you all for coming out, and that's all I have. All right.
Already, man. Y'all take it easy. Peace out.
All right. Peace out, everybody.